Listen carefully. There's a certain kind of intimacy that many people want, but almost nobody talks about without embarrassment. And when it shows up in a relationship, it gets misunderstood fast. Some assume it's selfish. Some assume it's too much. Some assume it means something is wrong with them. But here's the truth. In many healthy relationships, this desire is less about taking and more about giving. Less about lust and more about admiration. And if you understand what it often signals, you stop interpreting it as pressure and start seeing it as devotion. In the next few minutes, you'll learn 3 reasons this desire is so common. 1 is biological, 1 is emotional, and the 3rd is the one that quietly restores confidence, especially as life changes after 50. Stay with me, because missing the 3rd reason is how good partners misread each other and slowly drift apart. Now, let's talk about this the Stoic way. Calm, honest, without shame, without exaggeration. First, we need language that keeps this safe and respectful. We're talking about oral intimacy, when a partner wants to focus fully on giving pleasure, not receiving it. And before we go deeper, remember this: if something is offered with care, you are allowed to receive it with dignity. If something is offered with pressure, you are allowed to refuse it with dignity. Stoicism is not submission. It is self-respect with a steady heart. 1. The body's wiring. Physiologically, there are areas of the body that are highly responsive. That's not dirty. That's nature. And many partners sense, often unconsciously, that slow, careful attention can awaken the nervous system, lower tension, and create deeper relaxation. It's not magic. It's biology, blood flow, sensitivity, and the body's ability to shift from stress into trust. When stress is high, pleasure feels distant. When safety is high, pleasure becomes possible. But here's the mistake people make. They turn a biological act into a moral story. They think, if you want this, you're demanding. Or, if you want this, you're judging me. Or, if my body changed, I should hide. What is within your control and what is not? You can't control every change that comes with time, but you can control the story you attach to those changes. You can choose clarity over fear. 2. Focused attention creates bonding. In daily life, attention is scattered: phones, work, noise, routines. So when one partner slows down and puts full presence on the other, something rare happens. A person feels chosen, seen, valued, and that feeling is powerful. Here's a quick story. A long-term couple had drifted into roommate energy, not because love was gone, but because life became practical. One day, intimacy started again, but it was rushed, tense, and awkward. The turning point wasn't a technique. It was one sentence: I want you to feel wanted, not hurried. That single line did more than any tip, because it signaled safety, and safety creates response. Now, a second story, because this is where many relationships silently break. A partner tried to initiate. The other person froze, smiled, and pretended to be fine. Later, they felt ashamed for not being easy. But the truth was simpler. They didn't feel safe enough to guide the pace. When they finally said slower and check in with me, the tension vanished. Not because the body changed, because the mind stopped bracing for judgment. Now we come to the real barrier, especially later in life. Self-conscious thoughts. The mind starts whispering, my body changed. I don't feel as confident. I'm not sure I'm desirable like before. What if it's uncomfortable? What if I'm judged? Those thoughts don't protect you. They imprison you. And this is where Stoicism becomes practical. Stoicism is not coldness. It's freedom from distortion. It's removing shame, fear, and imaginary rejection so you can see what's actually happening. If a partner is offering careful attention, the signal is often simple. I still desire you. I still value you. Your pleasure matters. Not critique. Not comparison. Not judgment. 3. The hidden meaning. For many partners, giving pleasure this way is an act of reverence. It's a quiet declaration of loyalty. Because it requires patience, presence, and genuine interest in the other person's experience. That's why it can rebuild confidence after 50. Not because it fixes anything, but because it reminds you that your body is not an apology. It's a home, a history, a life lived. And it can still be cherished. Now, let's make this real and practical. After 50, it's normal for comfort and sensitivity to change. Stress, sleep, hydration, hormones, medication, and health conditions can all affect the body's response. That doesn't mean intimacy is over. It means intimacy becomes smarter, slower, more honest. If something feels uncomfortable, the Stoic move is not to panic. It's to adjust, pause, breathe, use clear words. And if discomfort is persistent, treat it like any other health signal. Get support from a qualified professional. Self-respect includes care. There are also real physical benefits when intimacy is approached with care. Relaxation improves sleep. Connection lowers stress. And arousal increases natural circulation, which can support comfort and sensitivity over time. This isn't about performing, it's about being present. But none of this works without one thing: honest dialogue. Silence creates guesswork. Guesswork creates anxiety. And anxiety kills desire. So here's a simple, calm communication script you can use without making it clinical or awkward. I want intimacy to feel safe for me. Can we go slowly, and can I guide you if I need to? That's it. No drama, no shame. Just standards and clarity. And if you want to offer reassurance in return, use this. I'm here because I want to give, not take. Tell me what feels good and what doesn't. That transforms the entire experience. Because it removes pressure. And when pressure disappears, connection returns. And to keep your mind calm, use this quick Stoic checklist in the moment. 1. Is there patience? If the pace can slow down, it's care, not control. 2. Is there listening? If your stop and slower are respected instantly, it's safety, not ego. 3. Is there gratitude? If the focus stays on your comfort, it's devotion, not performance. If any of those are missing, you don't force yourself to push through. You simply choose standards. That's not cold, that's mature. And if intimacy has been quiet for a long time, don't restart with pressure. Restart with warmth, a kiss, a compliment, a simple question. Do you want closeness tonight or rest? When the answer is respected, desire returns, because the nervous system trusts you again each time. Now let's address preparation, without perfection. Self-care is not vanity, it's intention. A calm environment, comfort, cleanliness that makes you feel at ease, not for someone else's approval, but for your own peace of mind. Also remember consent and choice. You are allowed to set boundaries without apologizing. You are allowed to stop without explaining your entire history. A calm "not today" is powerful, because it comes from self-control, not fear. And here are the 2 traps that ruin this moment for most couples. Trap 1, rushing to get it right. Trap 2, staying silent to avoid awkwardness. The cure is simple. Slow down, speak once, then breathe. Confidence is not a flawless body. Confidence is a steady mind, a mind that refuses to live under shame. If you're hearing this and realizing you've been interpreting desire as danger, pause, reframe. Ask one Stoic question. Is my fear based on facts or assumptions? Because when intimacy is offered with care, it can become one of the simplest ways to restore closeness in a relationship. Not through intensity, but through presence. Not through performance, but through trust. And if you want to keep this bond strong, make one decision. Choose connection consciously. Even after 50. Even after changes. Even after doubt. Because the best relationships aren't maintained by youth. They're maintained by courage. The courage to be seen. The courage to communicate. And the courage to receive what is offered without flinching. If this brought you calm and clarity, that's what Stoic Reflection is here for. Quiet guidance that restores dignity, peace, and connection. Now I want to leave you with one final reminder. Age is not a barrier to intimacy. It's an invitation to slow down, become more mindful, and create a deeper kind of closeness than ever. And in the next video, we'll talk about the one mistake that silently kills desire, reacting from insecurity instead of self-respect. So if you're ready for that, stay close. For now, choose courage, choose clarity, and choose connection without shame.